How is it going, everyone? How is it going? We're here for our first community hangout for 2023, and this year we're going to be reviewing the latest issue of the Phantom, issue number 1935. It is called The Pirates of the Abbey and also has a couple of other stories in it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great full year of the Phantom. It is always a great year of the Phantom, hopefully, and it has been in the last year or so. And we've got some good old jazz music playing in the background, so we'll get into the community hangout right now. And there it is. There it is. So, so we're doing this community hangout tonight because we're doing this community hangout. We're doing this community hangout tonight a bit earlier than expected because I was going to be doing this community hangout around 7:30 ish, and right now it's 6:10. So we're going to have a look at this comic. If you want to join us for our community hangout for tonight, you can if you want to. It's you can if you want to. And let's get into this comic book. Let's get into having some fun along the way. Also, the cover art for this issue, it has been done by Daniel Picciotto, which I think Daniel Picciotto, Picciotto or Picciotto, I don't know, but Daniel recently, he's the new artist for the Ghost. He's the new artist for the what do you call that? What do you call that guy? He's the new artist for, I think, Ghost. Yeah, that's it. Ghost Rider. He's the new artist for Ghost Rider in the new comic book series of that, and that I will just say that is an amazing achievement. Congratulations to Daniel for doing that and for being able to be the artist on a comic book series, a internal comic book series, being able to draw comic book pages and being able to draw the Ghost Rider and in the new Ghost Rider series. I don't think I will be possibly collecting that. I'm just into the Phantom comics and other ones, and we've also in this community hangout I'm going to be showing a very special thing in this community hangout. So if you would like to stay with us and see what that special thing is, then you're more than obliged. Then you're more than welcome to. So this week's story has been done by Pere Anderson, and has been written by Pere Anderson, and the internal art has been done by Carlo Caracazzo. I hope I got that right. And his daughter has coloured the story for him, which her name is Flavia. 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 I can't pronounce her name. And so we start the comic book series, the comic book story, and the Phantom story starts off with there's a lonely carriage in the sunset landscape of this olden day type of story, and it opens with yeah, boys, it opens with horses clittering, clackering on the dirt, and a carriage following with the horses doing doing the work, basically. And then we have a close-up image. We have the two people that we think that are the passengers inside of it, inside of the carriage. And then we have the two villains. They're pirates and they're wanting to rob the driver. They're wanting to stop and rob the driver. But one of the people that is in that carriage isn't what you think it is. It isn't who you think it is. It is the one and only. It is the ghost who walks. It is the man who cannot die. It is the Phantom. He comes out of this. He comes out of this carriage, and he takes on this disguise of an older man, and the robbers don't think, well, what they say, the Phantom, but we don't know it's the Phantom yet until page number 5. He says, do you boys mind hurrying up? I haven't got all day, you know. And then one of the pirates or robbers says, Qua, ha ha, ha ha. And who might you be who thinks he's in charge? The Phantom then goes on to say, I'm a man who doesn't want to miss the departure of a ship set for Africa. And then he grabs their two heads, he slams them together, and the story has been done by Pitt Anderson. The art has been done by Guyan Carlo Caracazzo, and the colours have been done by his daughter. And well, we have the Phantom. He crunches and he pows and he drives and he says to the driver, throw me the rope. He then ties the two pirates up and gets on with what he's supposed to be doing, which is in the carriage heading to a coastal village. A coastal town, I would say, a coastal town. And so he misses his boat. He's not that happy about it. He gets onto another boat. He doesn't realize that it's actually a pirate ship, and the pirates on there are actually going to try and take over the king's men. They're disguised as king's men when they're actually pirates. And the Phantom gets in all the monks, gets caught up with it, and then he tries to tangle with the pirates. He tries to bring the captain of the ship to justice. He doesn't do so. He nearly drowns in the process and wakes up on the beach of Le Mont Saint Michel, the big castle. The big castle. So it says that Mont Saint Michel is a tidal island and mainland commune in Normandy, France. The island lies approximately 1 kilometer off the country's northwest coast at the mouth of Cousnon River near the Abbey ranches and is 7 hectares in area. 7 hectares in area, it says. Area is 97 hectares. 97, whatever that is. It has a population of 33, the last census was done in 2015. The mayor of the island in France is Jacques Bono, and it has a high chance of getting humidity, which is very interesting. The elevation of it is to 5 to 80 meters, which is 16 to 262 feet above sea level, and it must be you must be able to visit it as a tourist part. And it says, what is Michel known for? The Abbey of Mont Saint Michel became a renowned centre of learning, attracting some of the greatest minds and manuscript illuminators in Europe. Vast numbers of pilgrims visited, despite endless cross-channel conflict. In fact, the ramparts at the base of the island were built to keep the English forces out. So that is interesting, and it also has something to do with a prestigious. Why is this castle, this island, this castle that's built on this island so famous? It's because it's a prestigious site. It's been a prestigious site since the Middle Ages, and the Abbey was very quickly became a major place for pilgrimage in the Christian West, uh, but also one of the centers of medieval culture where a large number of manuscripts were produced and stored. It's also nicknamed the City of Books. Well, there you go. There you go. This island that's in this story that we're reviewing right now is called the City of Books. But in this interpretation of the Phantom getting caught up with the pirates and being labeled as he's the person that attacked this attacked an English a the king's men's one of the king's men's ship. In fact, he's caught for no reason. He's arrested for no reason, and he's potentially going to get hanged for no reason. So, how does the Phantom survive this? Well, he is then locked up. That's not a good start. He's locked up. Wait for it. Wait for it. He's the Phantom. He's in his purple costume, aka the Phantom, aka the ghost who walks the men who cannot die, aka the guy that has lived for nearly 400 years in the comic book strip. And what makes it even worse is that, yep, you're about to hear this. He's about to demolish some more Sing Brotherhood. He's going eye to eye with Sing Brotherhood, and this pirate says, "Hey, I know you. A marked man with a skull on his belt. You're the Phantom. The nemesis of us. The nemesis of the Sing Brotherhood. Kill him, rip him apart, tear him to pieces." And all of a sudden, my situation got worse. And of course, the Sing Brotherhood people, the people that didn't really stand a chance, did not stand a chance. This big burly, this big dude, this big fella comes along, this big muscly guy comes along, and the Phantom says, "I like this bit of humor by Peter Anderson and drawn by Giancarlo Caracazzo." And the Phantom says, "Oh, listen, Monami, we don't have to fight. What do you say?" And then the big dude says, "Smash, Mark's man." And I think he might want to fight the Phantom, but that doesn't end that well for him. His head gets lodged into the center of some pieces of metal, basically the window, to keep people out from escaping. And the Phantom uses wait for it, the Phantom uses his head to unleash the window bars of the jail cell out. And then the Phantom escapes through the window, the hole in the wall, and surprises the pirates with going, "Kablam!" That's how we do it. And then what makes the situation even better for him is that most of the guards are now, yeah, they're very much either very intoxicated, very drunk, or very very sleepy. That's a great way to be guarding a big fortress. It's a great way to be guarding the Phantom. He loves being he loves having the advantage of, oh yep, I don't need to do much here. They're all asleep, and all I need to do is get out of here. So then there's the lead pirate and his other conspirators. There's a lady, and the man, well, he's been, well, you would say quite rude. Really, he's been quite rude. And so, wait for it, he gets smacked over. The pirate, the leading pirate, the captain, hands the lady a baguette and smacks the lady uses the baguette to say the lady uses the baguette and smashes the baguette over the man's head. And so the lady, before she smacks him over the head, she says, "Keep your filthy hands off me, you creep." And then our mate says, oh, she broke my nose. And the other ones laugh. Then after that, they notice that the Phantom has escaped. They already noticed that the Phantom had escaped. They are then going to try and loot the place and try and escape. And, well, that doesn't really go to plan because the Phantom is hiding under a monk uniform. He smashes the living daylights out of the captain's conspirators, and then the captain thinks he can get away. He's got the only thing that's problem there. He's got a wooden leg, so he shouldn't be that fast. The Phantom underestimates the captain. The captain goes down a side street, shoots a king's men, and thinks he's escaped. The Phantom catches up with him when the captain is pretty much, you would say, on the verge of drowning because he doesn't know how to swim. The Phantom helps him. He then turns the Phantom then turns the pirate and his gang over to the authorities, and that's the end of that story. Then we have a surprise. We have a surprise. It is one of the daily scripts that was published a few years ago. It's called the Hello the Himalayas, and basically it's about Heloise. It's about Heloise and her coming back to the Skull Cave, writing a letter to Kit. She cannot really send a letter to Kit Walker Jr. because then that would disclose his location to everyone else. She writes her letter, and one of the things I looked at, I talked about in my head was that we've got this little panel here. It's from the 5th of the 17th. It's from May. It's from May of. It's from May, but it's the 17th day of May. So my prediction is when the Phantom, obviously he's potentially, I think, because with the Phantom in the current daily script right now, the way I see it going, and I'm going to be talking about this and a prediction that I have with the current storyline on my latest episode of The Enthusiast. The big new season. The 3rd episode of The Enthusiast comes out hopefully on Tuesday. I was doing the rough cut for the edit most throughout today. I'll be working on that tomorrow and possibly on Tuesday. My prediction that I see is happening in the storyline is that one of the predictions is that the Phantom is going to pass away. The Phantom's going to pass away in the fall of the gunfire, either it be this week coming, next week, or the week after. We're going to see the Phantom fall in the fight of saving Savannah Devi from her jail cell, and then the Banda Pygmy tribe not getting there in time to save him, and then the Banda taking him back to the Skull Cave. I talk more about that in the latest episode of The Enthusiast. I'm currently working on the editing of it right now. Well, not right now, but I've been working on it throughout today, and I have a feeling when we see the Phantom back in the Skull Cave and when his son comes to take over for the 22nd, for the 21st, take over for the 21st Phantom, and we see the emergence of the 22nd Phantom, I have a strong feeling that we will see this panel here. We will see this panel right here when the Phantom passes away. I have a feeling, that's my prediction. I think it may happen. I don't know for certain, but that's just what I think. So then Heloise then wraps her letter up for Kit Walker, and I reckon because when Kit Walker comes back from the Himalayas, he will find these letters, and we will have another storyline where unfortunately Kit Walker will be discovering these letters. I will say this, I will say this, I think it may happen, and I think it may happen, and it probably will, because if Heloise has put a bunch of those letters somewhere in the Chronicle Chamber room, Kit Walker is eventually going to find it. The 22nd Phantom is eventually going to find the letters that Heloise has been writing. But now we're going to move on. And meanwhile, at the Jungle Patrol HQ, be like the Colonel, and subscribe to the Phantom for $208 per year. You can now subscribe online at www.phantomcomic.com.au for the latest Phantom comics, the latest issues, the latest best new, old, and retro stories of the Phantom. It's a great book to read. It's a great thing to have when you have it come into your mailbox or have it posted to you. They come in mint. Most of the time they come in mint condition in the little postage envelopes. Most of the time, I'll say that, most of the time. And it's just a great way to have Phantom comics come to you, and you not then have to worry about those good old pesky newspaper, those good old pesky low price tags. I used with mine when I used to go to the news agency and buy my Phantom comics from the news agency. I would take those pesky price tags off, because they just ruin the front cover, I just think. And well, it's a great thing. I have a subscription to the Phantom. I have it and I love it. They come earlier than what they get released in the news agencies, which is very, 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 very good. And if you want to subscribe to the Phantom for $208 per year, you can now subscribe online at www.phantomcomic.com.au. Okay, one of the surprises coming out of 2022 were these short stories in color. Now, the first short story that we saw a bit like this in the format, and only it being either 1 to 2 free stories, 2 to 3 pages, it was in the 20, no, it was in the last regular issue. No, was it in the last regular issue of The Phantom? No, I think it was in it was in the 2022 Christmas special, I'm pretty sure, because I had a look at it and it was about Guran falling into a a pond or lake thing, and then the elephant that Guran was riding pulls him up by his trunk. It was pretty funny. So in this one, we have two adventurers, two scientists, and they're trying to look for they're trying to look for a brand new creature, a brand new species. They're trying to make themselves famous until they come across this island called Enden. There's a little bit of mystery. Then they find this creature. They find his. Yes, they find his, and they find Steggy. They find the Stegosaurus, and they say, "What? What? Ah! Jungle hallucinations!" And then a week later, at Morris Down's mental asylum, this is where it gets funny. A week later, at Morris Down's mental asylum. Hello, little fly. May I discover you? I'll make you famous. And then the nurse says, medicine time? Is it that time? Is it that time where we end that story? Great stuff. Great stuff. This story was created by Johnson. Carl Johnson. So, congratulations. Now we have the new Phantom's World trading cards. You can now get a set of 18 new trading cards. These cards were released last year in 2022, just before or just after the supernova last year, which I went to and hoping to go to this year. I love doing that supernova thing. But anyway, they fit in 9 pocket sleeves. They have 18 cards in the set, and you can now get them for $33 plus postage within Australia at www.phantomcomic.com.au. I will say this: amazing, a beautiful front and back cover done by Daniel Picciotto. And now, before we end our community hangout tonight, is it the Terminator? No. Is it Phantom Cave? Yes, it is Phantom Cave. Oh no, it is Phantom Cave. Oh right. So I hope you enjoyed this community hangout. If you were here when we were doing our live stream, if you are watching it live on our replay, live on the replay after this live stream finishes, we reviewed this comic book. It's amazing. It's an amazing story filled with humor, filled with comedy, action, and a bit of drama focused into it, thrown into it as well. It has your good old Phantom stories. It has pirates. It has the Phantom. It has the ghost who walks. It has the man who cannot die. Now, I promised to show the Phantom fans, I promised to show my audience what my special thing was that I was going to show you. Now, I've only just refound this. I've literally only just refound this today. I've only just found this out of a in storage. I've only just found this, and I've been looking for this book for I've been looking for this book for that long, since last year. I've been looking for this book for that long, and in 2023, this is definitely going to come with me at Supernova. Oh yes, baby. Yes, it is a copy of the 85th anniversary of the Phantom. It has the journal. It is a journal, an address book, and a calendar. It is the Phantom Journal, the 80th anniversary edition. But it gets better. It gets better, people. It gets better. It gets better. Because inside of the book, I've been wanting to look at I've been wanting to look at the things in this book for a long, long time, and I've now found this. I've now found the book, and I'm very, very pleased. Now, what am I talking about? What is in the book? It has a group of illustration. It has a group of illustrations and signatures. Yes, I've been collecting signatures in this book since 2019, and my last signature that I got was from 2021. I've had people like Chris Seguera signed it. I've had people like Jeff Weigel in 2019 signed it. Duncan Monroe, yes, Duncan has signed it. I've got people like Jamie Johnson. He's amazing. I've had people like Julie Dietrich sign it, Nicole Scott sign it, Antonio Lemos signed it, Jeremy McPherson signed it, Chewy signed it, Jason Paulo signed it, Shane Foley signed it, Grange signed it, Paul Mason signed it, and I've had Camillo. Petrano, I think that's his name. Last name, I think I got it wrong. But it even gets better, because in 2021, I got Jamie Johnson to illustrate the Phantom in the back of the book. Amazing. Amazing. I will be getting more signatures this year in the 2023 edition of Supernova Sydney. I hope you enjoyed the look at the comic book tonight. I hope you enjoy looking at the Phantom comic that I just reviewed for you through the live replay of this live stream, this community hangout. And on Tuesday, we will be having the third episode of my show coming out. It's The Enthusiast. It's on 2 podcasting platforms right now, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a big episode is coming. It's not this one that's coming out that's coming in on Tuesday, hopefully, but I will be hopefully organizing something really, really special for Phantom fans in the coming weeks, and I'm very excited for it. And I hope you have a great night. I hope you have enjoyed this community hangout, and as always, thank you. Thank you for being here. Keep Phantom caving, stay safe, and you'll see me next time on the YouTube channel. You will see me next time on The Enthusiast. Bye.